Hello and welcome back to Red Dead Redemption 2's live story analysis with me, Skye Blacke. For those of you who do not know me, I am a Twitch streamer, I am a YouTuber, and in my real life, I am a professional filmmaker and do a bit of writing on the side. And I have a degree in filmmaking and a pair of degrees in filmmaking and English, and I use those degrees in order to analyze video game storytelling from a narrative perspective and allow us to be a little bit more informed about the content that we all enjoy. We are raising money during this month. This stream is happening on the Monday following the Roe v. Wade decision in America. So going ahead, you'll notice the occasional Twitch message pop up advising people to donate as we are raising money for Planned Parenthood this month. Now let's see where we left off. We should probably find that screaming guy before we read our journal.
Yep. Whoa, easy.
Let's get over there.
Hello? Where are you? You hurt?
Oh, it's just so gonna be a trap. This is so obviously a trap.
You all right? Quit crying and talk to me, goddammit.
Yeah, you see she's red.
Oh, shit!
Told you, night folk.
Creepy bastards.
Always the night folk in this area. Anyway, let's see where we got up to last. Hanging Dog Ranch. So, we saw Colm O'Driscoll swing. Indeed, we did the law's job for them, as his boys were lined up to spring him, but we dealt with them. Dutch back to being himself, at least for a moment. Sadie still like a dog with a bone, although she ain't done with them yet, I don't imagine. Wonder if this will calm Dutch down and we can get back to surviving ourselves, rather than just killing them we despise. I didn't feel too much. Bastard wanted to kill me, but he didn't want to that much, and I guess I felt about the same. He wasn't even exactly my fight, really. And now my fight is real different, with a different enemy, one I cannot see nor put a bullet into. Him and his boys was our fault, alright? But did we even exist, or were we just a group of individuals, each just falling for Dutch's dumb bluster? I feel like I don't know nothing anymore. That whole life of certainty's over. Okay, so that's interesting. So I think him and his boys was our fault, alright. But did we even exist, or were we just a group of individuals, each just falling for Dutch's dumb bluster? So Arthur in here is directly saying that the rise of the O'Driscoll gang was a direct response to the Vandalin gang. And also questioning their place, because as we know, Dutch and Colum used to be friends until Dutch killed Colum's brother, and Colum responded by killing Dutch's love interest. My whole code that I lived and killed by, was it true, or was there a bigger truth I was too dumb to even see? Went with Charles to save Eagle Flies. They were going to hang him, I think. Rescued him out of Fort Wallace in a storm. I don't feel so good. I see clearly and I see nothing at all. Whole place has gone to hell. Dutch is talking nonsense and folk undecided as if to see him as their only hope or an anchor dragging us to the bottom of the ocean. I hope John has more brains in his head than sometimes I fear he does. I should have. Well, it's a bit late for regrets. There's a whole lot I should have done, and even more I shouldn't have done. Probably I should have left when I had the chance. But I suppose every man has enough regrets as to let him die happy. Just hope I did some good once I learnt to see the world for what it was. Ain't my fault the process took quite as long as it did. Oh, Mary, be happy, please. Please be happy. Tilly, Mary Beth, save Karen if she ain't too far gone. John, protect Abigail and Jack. Rain's fall, save your son as you could not save your people. Dutch, start listening to them as really loved you. Wild Mint. That's interesting. So Arthur is already writing this now in the context that other people are going to read it. You don't write a diary unless like that normally, because obviously it's just a thing for you. But now he's like, I'm gonna die and the gang are gonna look at this, so here's my kind of one advice for everyone important. And you'll notice he didn't mention Javier, Micah, Bill, Uncle, Pearson, Susan, so you really get a sense of kind of who's important to Arthur here. Mary, Tilly, Mary Beth, Karen, John, Abigail, Jack, Rain's Fall, and Dutch. Interesting that there wasn't something for Sadie in there. Blew up a bridge from Marston, either to stop the army killing us quite so easily when we attempt to rob this last train, or because we want to encourage Uncle Sam to send another train full of payroll for us to rob. The whole thing seems even more... See, Arthur doesn't even know the plan. He's like, it's either one of these two? Whole thing seems even more ludicrous and moth-eaten when I write it down. Dutch is now acting crazy, and I'm acting crazy back. I'm facing death and acting foolish. I hope Marston uses his brain. The time for heroics and loyalty to people is over. The time is for acting right and saving the innocent, not the guilty. Again, doing Mayor Lemoyne's dirty work. I think that's how it's spelt. His first name is Henri, only he spells it Henry. Guess my French is nearly as bad as my English. Now I was threatened into threatening a newspaper man into donating to the noble cause of truth and learning. I had to make the guy support a library. He didn't want to. Then he did. Blackmailing Lemoyne had himself been threatened by his own assistant, a chap I never liked too much named John Mark. I think. So I go hunting for John Mark. It's Jean Mark. Only John Mark is a noble believer in truth and honesty and cannot stand his boss's lies. I'm charged with killing him. I cannot do it. John Mark is irritating, but the mayor is worse. The mayor is all that is bad in those who would rule over us, and it ain't my business at all. So I let him live and let them deal with themselves. I guess I'm through with politics. Do we have anything else to really do? Hamish wants to talk to us, but we may as well go and deal with Dutch. I think we're getting close to the end here, folks. Alright. Well, we were certainly getting close to an end. Because we're dead. New journal entry. No? No new journal entry. Okay.
Come on now, boy.
Let's go, boy. Definitely feels like we're getting close to the end, don't you think, chat? We're rising to a point of dramatic tension between Micah and Arthur and Dutch, where something is going to happen. Gang is looking divided. You got half the gang pleading for support to Dutch and half the gang questioning him. Got some Murphy's Broods here.
Hurry up. Yep.
Continuing along. I bet there's some philosopher's commentary on, what the fuck? A bull? Oh, we gotta bring that back with us to feed the camp, right? Shit. Oh, sorry, sweetie. Let's go get the camp some meat. Oh, it's so visceral. Every time with this skinning animation. You know, it's amazing. We played this entire game and never gotten kicked in the face by a horse. There's something over there. Oh, there you are.
More, of course.
Just cut and run, asshole!
Gotcha. Yeah.
stealing your friend. This guy's fucking resilient. Hi, Aurora. Giving Adric an extra pair of wings, I see. Yeah, that guy was fucking resilient. So let's just have a look at some geography here. I'm just thinking. So, where's Coulter? It's here. So the gang started here. We worked our way down towards Valentine. Here-ish. Place called a Horseshoe Overlook, which seems to be about here-ish. Then we went down here, I think? No. We definitely went down to somewhere around here. I could navigate it a bit better. No, we went here, I think. Yeah, we went down to here. And then we went to Shady Belle, which is here. And have now since traveled. Well, we had our brief stop off in here in Lackey. And then have traveled since up here. So we're actually almost level with Clemens Point. We've kind of made a U-shape and doubling, like we're doubling back on ourselves. And Dutch's plan is to take us further north again. So we could look at that almost as a way as... If we consider the assault on the Braithwaite Manor, which was happening when we were at Clemens Point, between Clemens Point and Shady Belle, because half the gang was technically moving then, we can consider that to be the gang's highest point of power. Despite the fact they were working on a mission of revenge. Then, if you track where they've gone on the map, which is a U-shape, it's a very good symbolism of how the gang is regressing, because they're going backwards. They're going forwards, but they're going backwards at the same time. Because they started up here. They started up here, moved to here, moved to here, moved to here, moved to here, and are heading back in this direction with the idea of going north again. The entire game we have been running south until we started running north when things went downhill. Not sure how much sense that made. Also, the fact that, again, the original idea was to head west, and now Dutch is suggesting we go to New York, one of the biggest metropolises, even in this time, in America. And either Dutch is enjoyed Saint Denis more than he let on, but judging by the fact that that is the home place of, or that was the place where his best friend was murdered, I'm gonna guess probably not. Or it's because Dutch doesn't really care about following the original ideas of the group anymore. What are you?
Idiot.
Because remember, it seems that at the start of the game, just before they arrived in Blackwater, they were gonna buy some land out west. So they were done. Like they didn't have to keep fighting. They didn't even need the money from Blackwater. But then something, and Arthur doesn't clarify what, maybe because Dutch never clarifies what, something spooks Dutch, and he decides that, nah, they can't do that, and they have to keep moving.
Yep.
They have to keep moving. But, again, Arthur never clarifies, so... And this is a point, obviously, where Dutch is talking to Arthur and is telling him things in their shared narrative. So I'm just wondering, was there ever any land out west that they were looking at? Or was it that Dutch just decided... Well, Dutch just couldn't shake his addiction.
Hey, can I help you?
Hi there, buddy.
Don't worry. I ain't here to cause you no trouble.
What are you doing here?
Just seeing if anyone's around. Ain't here to make trouble.
Well, if you want to rest here a while, that's okay by me.
Thanks, bud.
I'm sorry. I'm not myself these days. I don't know if you've ever had an obsession in your head. You know, something that takes a hold and won't let go. When I came to this country over 7 years ago now, I heard about this reward. Yes. Now I have your attention, see?
You do have my
Princess Leonora
attention.
was lost here when she was a child 15 years ago. Her body was never discovered. Her country still has hope and is offering a lot of money to anybody who can bring her in. I've been looking for her ever since, on and off.
Oh, yeah?
A man told me to look in the town of Van Horn, so that's where I'm headed now. It's probably nothing again. For a man who lives like me, free and on the move, it's strange. I just can't let it go. But it feels, you know, unfinished. Anyway, I need to take my mind off this.
Okay, fella.
So, I do know about this princess. There's been some hints about this whole princess in the background. So, let's go do that real quick. Now, that idea that it's unfinished could actually be a reference, because there's been some debate in the Red Dead 2 community about finding... if you can find this princess, because apparently her... like, a model for her is in the game, to my knowledge. But it seems to be unused content. So, it could be that there was like a quest line for this princess, which is unfinished. Hence why he was like... oh, hey. You didn't die alone, buddy. You died surrounded by your cousins, who were also dead. Alright, let's head into Van Horn and see if we can drum up anything about this princess.
You weren't planning on shooting that, right?
No, I'm planning on cleaning it. There we go.
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, that was very Irish.
Here you go, boy.
Let's get you hitched up. Come on, boy. Let's get you hitched up with some water. And there we go. You chill out there, Nightingale. I'm gonna have a look around.
Hello, mister.
Mister?
Hmm.
Hello there, pleased to see you. If you wouldn't mind coughing in your sleeve, sir, I really can't afford to get sick again this month.
Why don't you just do your job?
Of course, sir, sorry. It's just a polite request is all. Clear this right up for you.
Thank you for your help.
A lot of newspapers.
Everyone, train will be here soon. Be seeing you.
Excuse me, partner.
Right, if I were to try and find information...
We must start thinking. Stop believing. Stop dreaming. Start thinking. The whole world is a single, integrated system, and we are destroying it. Yes, I know, it sounds like madness. I assure you, I am not mad. Whatever you may think, it's time to save the world.
Hello.
Did you read the book?
Well, I opened it, but I didn't understand much.
That's more than most. Much more than most.
It was kind of interesting.
Did you like the bit about the baboons causing the downfall of ancient Rome?
Yeah, quite brilliant.
Okay, so
I think.
he starts off strong and then just immediately goes into crazy territory.
It's one of my more outlandish theories, but it's quite true. I'm thinking of another volume.
Well, there's another volume of a unifying theory of scientific knowledge.
Yes, I know it needs a new title, but I've got a great bit about how this new craze for dental hygiene will make our pets homosexual.
Brush your teeth. Happy Pride.
Huh. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We need science to save us, not kill us. There is good science and there is bad science, and that is really the point. Machines have done a lot of great things and a lot of bad things, but machines are not the problem. It's the people who use them. The whole world is an integrated system.
Oh, he started off again.
Destroying it. Our actions, our greed matter. And science will save us, or it will kill us. For
Wanna
we,
buy something?
this, everything.
I'll take one.
So don't live in ignorance.
I'm gonna head over here so we don't need to hear his crazed rantings. And read a I'm pretty sure his book descends into like a racist tirade pretty quickly. Convicts escape Skye dungeons. Prison is a cage of wild animals. Crack of rifles heard for miles. Escapees flee via boat. Oh, that was us. Okay. Skye Penitentiary is a well-known cage filled with men who resemble wild beasts, seething, taciturn, and surly. In a premeditated action, some of the strict felons broke free of their cages. Precipitated panic that ensued resulted in a gunfight with guards. A man and a woman assisted the escape of one felon as convicts wrenched the iron doors from their cells and a volley of bullets flew in every direction, killing convicts and guards in equal numbers. The interior was left a mass of ruins as the savages and animals were eventually rounded up and returned to their dungeons. Prison Governor Heston Jameson said the prisoner escaped via a waiting boat that whisked him and his accomplices away. Jameson says several days prior to the panic, a flying balloon was seen high overhead, now thought to have assisted in the breakout. Several of the men confined on the island believe their sentence to be unfair as they were given multiple years for desertion during times of war. It is unknown how many died as prison officials are still putting together an official report and tally. For nearly 10 years, citizens of numerous western states have fallen to the savagery of Colm O'Driscoll and his gang of outlaws. They have robbed coaches, battered women and men alike, murdered, tortured, and committed sundry unmentionable atrocities. His wild, hot-headed, impulsive ways are the stuff of outlaw legend. Bounties for his death or capture have long been posted far and wide. That reign of terror came to an end when the leader of the notorious gang, the O'Driscoll Boys, was captured during a routine coach inspection by a deputy. O'Driscoll is examined by Judge Taylor the next day. His sentencing was quick and concise. He will be hanged for murder in Saint Denis. Fear of returns of the war. Fort Wallace requests more troops. The management of the reservation is a cumbersome business. Thank you for the clip chorus. And the fact that issues occasionally arise is not the fault of the administration or Congress. Immediately leading with your biases there, huh? Money is appropriated quite liberally and honestly for the care of the native people. The children are taught something of hygiene, fed and clothed and given shelter, yet still they contaminate their own water and end up spreading typhoid to all and sundry. This problem will not solve itself. The Crow, Shoshone, Cheyenne, and even the Navajo have signed treaties and been moved to very generous reservations, taking to agricultural life and the tenets of Christianity. However, those contained at the Wapiti Indian Reservation remain warlike, spurred on by their chief and his son. Horseshit. Military officials stationed near Fort Wallace warn that armed hostilities are a distinct possibility. These natives, acting in conjunction and harmony with government officials, could prosper and become friends to the Americans who have tamed the lands from New York to California. Instead, exhibiting savagery, ingratitude, and surly behavior, the treacherous natives falsely accuse mistreatment. In light of all the tensions reported in the region, Washington has sent another military delegation to reduce the tension. I do not like whoever writes this newspaper. Members of the Blackwater Athletics Club are still missing, and their friends and family are excited by the gravest fears. They were last seen leaving the northern edge of town for a group of athletics run, and although the most thorough search has been made for them, they cannot be found. Certain facts around their disappearance have given cause for suspicion. The affair has created a sensation in Blackwater and the surrounding community. They had departed on a run and intended to return the same evening. Their friends are making a diligent search, and police in neighbouring areas have been notified. At first, there were rumours they've been kidnapped by natives. However, this appears to be false, as no tribes have engaged in theft of livestock or kidnapping some years. The Blackwater Athletics team were trained for a competitive meet next month and were expected to take home top honours in fencing, wrestling, and baseball. Pinkertons find missing man. The Pinkerton National Detective Agency has concluded a thorough investigation into the case of a merchant who went missing last month. Conditions at the time of his disappearance led immediately to the theory of murder. However, Pinkerton agents studying his accounts made some startling discoveries. John O'Neill, one of the most popular and widely known merchants in St. Louis, disappeared without a trace last month. Initially thought to have been murdered, certain facts tied to his disappearance have given cause for suspicion. Officials hired the Pinkerton agency to investigate. The agents report that Mr. O'Neill was short in his accounts. Through his shop, Mr. O'Neill handled large sums of money and, according to his friends, fulfilled his trust honourably. After it was disclosed he was up to $5,000 short on his accounts and had taken to playing cards regularly, the suspicion of his friends was that he had taken his own life. After a thorough search of the hills and surrounding countryside, O'Neill was found in a ravine, half mad and wishing to die, saying he had brought shame on his name and family. Officials and family members praising the agency for solving the mystery and finding O'Neill, who was recuperating from his injuries and exposure. Founded in the 1850s, the Pinkerton Agency has been instrumental in solving disturbances, including labor disputes, and was even known to have foiled assassination plot on the president. Wall Street banks are expressing worry that the public is displaying misplaced outrage and indignation over the pouring of $25 million in tax dollars into the stock exchange to protect asset values. They say it is needed because of the inelastic rules of the national banking system. However, many see it as a gross misrepresentation of the facts. Some things change and some things stay the same, it seems, chat. Wall Street has been fighting against government regulation for many years now. Senior bankers argue that the claim that the only way the system can work is for them to get handouts of tax dollars in a ludicrous assertion, and that the system works as intended. Refrigerating machine invented. The need for constant replenishment of blocks of ice in order to keep the icebox well and stocked and cooled might be a thing of the past. A patent has been filed for a mechanical refrigerator that does not require replenishment of ice, no matter how hot the weather outside. A regulator automatically controls the flow of refrigerating medium in the pipes of the apparatus through use of thermostat pressure and a compressor. The device would allow the grocer or butcher to preserve meats and fish at a constant temperature and no longer worry about spoilage due to inclement weather. Electric chair architect dies, killed by his own invention. Professor Andrew Bell III, who started the world with his novel invention that puts condemned criminals out of existence, was sadly killed demonstrating his electric chair. During the execution of Wilson J. McDaniels, the chair seemed to malfunction. Witnesses reported multiple attempts were made at the execution, which in a mishap killed Bell as McDaniels' hair burned, yet he did not expire. McDaniel, convicted of murder, bigamy, and immoral animal husbandry, did not deserve such a barbaric end, according to the Saint Denis chief of police, who said the city will return to using the gallows as a mean of execution from this point forwards. Any wise angler knows that a day on the water seeking muskellunge is a pleasant pastime indeed. A man can be excused for suspending brotherly love at the moment. The serene calm is broken by the throbbing tug of his pole, threatening at any second to lose control. This is kinda gay, dude. He shrieks with pleasure, moaning as he fights the slimy beast, finally claiming victory. Dripping, holding a writhing fish to his manly bosom. Glory and relief are his. The muskie is a predatory fish that favors a lake lure, likes overcast conditions, and fights hard. My fans have begged me to come claim a monster muskie off the coast of Roanoke Ridge. I may go someday. If I see you, don't be shy. I won't bite. I'm not a muskie after all. That article was pretty gay. A thunderous boom was heard across the valley between New Hanover and Ambronia as the remnants of the Bacchus Bridge fell into the ravine below. The littered wreckage burned white hot and sent smoke billowing skywards. According to local officials, the bridge is thought to have been sabotaged with dynamite, although investigators are not discounting other possibilities. All military supplies destined for Fort Wallace are now idle, including dragoons, a hospital detachment, and munitions of war sorely needed in the area. The driver of the train that passed through there earlier that day reported seeing two men on top of the bridge acting suspiciously, but as yet they have not been identified. Law enforcement officers have been combing the surrounding areas looking for the perpetrators. The governor has ordered the assembly of a large team of workers that will be dispatched to start rebuilding the bridge as soon as possible. A wagon carrying cartridges of dynamite was stolen in a brazen hijacking. When the perpetrators fled, multiple men lay dead or wounded. Onlookers said there was a sufficient amount of the explosives to blow up the largest building in Saint Denis. The shipment originated from the Anniesburg mine, which had surplus dynamite. The dynamite was destined for Saint Denis, where it would have been sold. As the wagon continued its journey, the driver noticed a man lying on the road appearing to be sick or badly intoxicated. The driver ordered the man to move so that they may continue their journey. At that moment, men hiding behind rocks emerged and shot and killed the driver and guards. Interesting that they say men, so they think there was more than just two of us. Apparently Arthur's that good a gunslinger, so we kind of get a bit of a hint of Arthur's ability that he was mistaken for multiple people, even while dying of TB. They then escaped with the wagon. The gang are assumed to be immigrants or a rogue gang of natives. Law enforcement has been searching the area, hoping to locate the dynamite before it is used for criminal means such as blowing open a bank safe. The gruesome murder of prominent industrialist Leviticus Cornwall has shocked the country. Members of Congress have called for a special investigation into what is being billed by concerned police as an assassination. Arriving via boat for a business meeting in Anniesburg, Cornwall was set upon by assassins who killed him stone dead. The worried authorities worked in vain to trail the violent murderers, who fled after a dangerous gun battle. Many of Cornwall's private guard and local lawmen took part in the furious exchange of hot lead. The identities of the evil murderers are still entirely unknown. Mr. Cornwall was building a significant presence in the area, having recently bought a stake in the local coal mine, which was previously exclusively operated by the Jameson Mining Corporation. Indeed, he provided employment throughout the country, and it is entirely unthinkable why anyone would seek his death, as his business had put biscuits on the table and provisions in the larder of thousands of families. The most thorough investigation was made shortly after the commission of the crime, but the officials could not produce evidence strong enough to prove motive for this awful killing of a fine American. Van der Linde gang close to capture. Authorities say they are close. Interesting, also, we haven't, no one's noticed, again, that all three of these crimes are linked. Authorities in the Pinkerton Detective Agency say they are very close to having Dutch Van der Linde and his gang in custody, and they should be lodged in jail by the end of the month. The gang was responsible for the infamous boat robbery in Blackwater and have left a trail of death and destruction wherever they pass. They've held up trains, stolen wagons and livestock, and even attempted to rob a bank. The gang of thieves is believed to be thinning in numbers, as internal squabbles and gunfights with the law have taken out several members. So they're noticing. General Edwin Forsyth praised the large assembly of troops in Washington, D.C. yesterday, citing their quick victory over the Spanish in as little as 10 weeks. He then said there is no larger might in the world than the United States Army and Navy. The Treaty of Paris stands as proof that no country dare challenge the United States. Our men fight strong and brave for God and country. After the procession, reporters asked Mr. Forsyth about the recent problems with corrupt regiments, including those at West Ridge, some in Hawaii, and some argue Fort Wallace in our region. Forsyth indicated that these were extremely isolated incidents that occur when decentralized regiments operate in remote areas. However, he said that the vast majority of men who serve in the United States Army are honest and true. No comment. Weekly Roundup. Raccoon and possum hunting is a great sport for young boys. Theodore and Maud Hammond are better as of this writing after the wagon incident of last month. Theodore and Maud Hammond are better as of this writing after the wagon incident last month. Cecile, son of Matty Hubert, is battling chills and biliousness. Some boys up on the hill loaded up on a mean corn whiskey and held a jubilee last weekend. On account of illness, Reverend T. Virgil Gosling failed to meet his appointment to speak at the service of Ima Jean Minston. Electric lights are beginning to show up in cities across America. Mrs. A.D. Nellie and Beatrice Thacker, the gayest of friends, are back home after their theatre tour of the two set of curtains. Flora, little daughter of Virginia Lamb, died Thursday evening after contracting a sickness last month. She's gone to join her older sister Ruby, who passed away 3 weeks prior. Lottie Van Pelt, who'd been sick with malarial fever for quite some time, cannot expect to last much longer. Miss Blanche Gorman is the guest of Mr. Mamie Boatwright this week. New York becomes the land of opulence. New York is now one of the world's most opulent cities, as titans of industry and manufacturing build vast mansions and hold fabulous balls to show their latest architectural prize. Expensive black carriages are on the parade each day. between 4 and 5 p.m. as the wealthy have their coachmen drive them through Central Park as astonished onlookers watch. Enormous stores taking over an entire city block have been erected, one having 125 departments for everything from toys to telegraphy. A facility for local gutter snipes and street people has been opened by a local titan of industry. The hotels in New York have become lavish beyond description, with wives renting enormous suites for society parties. New York's wealthy social circles are truly in full swing, and the attending industries that serve their pleasure report record business. Truly, for those of us who can afford gold, this is a golden age. Some, however, point out that the brutal poverty that greets most immigrants just a few miles from the palaces in lower Manhattan. Makes me wonder if Dutch has read this article, and he, his eyes have done the cartoon dollar signs. And that's why he's saying we should go to New York next. Man is the most predatory and indeed carnivorous of all the animals, but what drives men to revert to the uncivilized state of cannibalism? That question is on the mind of investigators who have discovered human remains in a cave near an abandoned wagon trail in the Grizzlies, east of Lake Elizabeth. Teeth marks on the remains indicate that the cave dwellers resort to eating each other, possibly in order to survive. Early reports say that remains are believed to be Drennan and Harville families whose wagon trails disappeared in 1896. Scientists are currently excavating the scene. East of Lake Elizabeth. Hang on. In the Grizzlies, east of Lake Elizabeth. Doesn't seem to be a Lake Elizabeth that we can go to. Shame, we always like a bit of cannibalism. Colin O'Driscoll was hanged in Saint Denis, ending his ruthless time on the run as the notorious outlaw and leader of the O'Driscoll Boys. The gang perpetrated numerous robberies, train hold-ups, and brutal murders on both sides of the Grizzlies, striking fear into the residents and travellers in the area. Since the death of his outlaw brother a decade prior, Colin O'Driscoll has run with both Irish and American hoodlums willing to die for a few dollars and some whiskey. O'Driscoll had previously avoided the gallows following 2 separate murder convictions, and some members of his gang began shooting at police in retaliation directly after the execution. Interesting how they respread it so that we are now members of O'Driscoll's gang, according to this news article. The wildlife photography of Albert Mason is on view at the Fiore Collection in New York. Yay! Furthering the photographer and conventionist's pledge to promote the preservation of America's remarkable but fastly disappearing fauna. The beautiful captured photographies featured coyotes, wolves, wild horses, alligators, and eagles. In a prepared speech at the gallery, Mr. Mason said he is humble in his achievements, had some harrowing close call, and told attendees it is remarkable he survived to publish the photos. He expresses hope that America in the future will pursue wild animals with a camera and a flashbulb rather than a hunting rifle. More art of angling. Pike are the angry prince of most lakes and rivers. My favourite trophy, pike, was caught off the coast of Ireland, having already established a remarkable reputation upon returning to the tiny village with a 39-inch pike. The town people hallowed and escorted me to a delightful pub where a lovely girl sat on my lap and played the bodhrán, singing a limerick about my angling skills as her mother cooked the fish into a meal shared with everyone. They even opened a church in my honour. If you plan on catching a northern pike, as they are called here, try a river lure where it's a bit dull outside. You know, I think of that delightful Irish maiden every time I fish the Grizzlies. Fort Wallace bloodbath. Vicious attack at night. Colonel promises justice. In an action that further proves the treachery and villainy Restless and disruptive forces amongst the Indian population have once again attacked... Native population, apologies, have once again attacked American forces, this time in an effort to free one of their own. A murderer known as Eagle Flies was broken out of the army barracks at Fort Wallace, where he was set to stand trial for a series of murders of army personnel. In a daring attack in the middle of the night, members of his disruptive tribe attacked soldiers, brutally killing them and fleeing with their comrade. Eagle Flies is the son of Rainfalls, a chief of the disruptive tribe that makes up most of the population of the Wapiti Indian Reservation. The tribe has become unmanageable and more obstinate at every punishment handed down and treaty broken. Colonel Favors, who supervises Fort Wallace, has vowed swift and unrelenting measures to control the population in the region. Gone is the New Austin North Railroad. Long forgotten is the Armadillo Express Railroad. Only the oldest among us remember the Valentine Valley Railway. As each year passes, dozens of railway companies are formed, combine, and break up. The signs change, the schedules printed anew, and the names are lost to history. Since completion of the first transcontinental railroad in 1869, the number of companies has decreased and travel by wagon and horses become less and less in fashion. With more people preferring the luxury of a sleeper car, lawmakers are beginning to investigate whether the railway consolidation has resulted in creating regional monopolies that subject riders to hefty price increases. Nationalized railroads. 1 million dead from last epidemic. Influenza cases worry physicians. Just a few years ago, an influenza pandemic spread across the globe, spreading fever and misery to all within its touch, killing well over 1 million people. The Russian flu, as it was called, experienced reoccurrence every year for several years, then went dormant. Physicians are warning that another gripe pandemic is due to spread, and advises patients to practice caution and cleanliness. This game was released pre-coronavirus. Wear a mask! Fears are prevalent that influenza spreads by letters written by those who are deceased, sending the deadly disease by post. One physician claimed that gripe attacks the higher rather than lower classes, though the claim appears to be false in nature. The disease appears to be more prevalent in milder weather, and for those affected, whiskey and brandy are advantageous in finding relief. An outlaw gang. We must stop them. Citizens demand end of threat. Pinkerton Army join forces. The Pinkerton Detective Agency has been enlisted in the hunt for several notorious highwaymen and gangs responsible for the recent violence and unrest in Roanoke region of New Hanover. At a recent town hall meeting, citizens shouted over one another, demanding an end to the lawlessness. In recent years, gangs have terrorized not only individuals but entire communities, murdering women, children, and the elderly. Little thought or rumination is given to who or why they butcher, and no amount of blood seems to slake their thirst. In response, the Army and law enforcement coordination with the Pinkerton Agency to seek the immediate capture and killing of gangs with great success in a concentrated effort to civilize the region and bring the benefits of law and order to the people. Gangs such as the O'Driscolls have been hunted to the brink of extinction. Now officials have their sight on Dutch Van der Linde and his gang. A spokesperson for the Pinkerton Agency believes that they are on the trail of the gang, and the unified purpose of the Army, law enforcement, and the agency is to bring them to heel. Noted Yale anthropologist Howard McDougall authored the book The Scourge of... Hang on a sec.
Sorry for whatever's ailing you, friend.
He's gone. We're not reading his article. The nutty professors are racist. Myrtle Snodgrass awoke one January night recently and moved softly from the bedside to the fireplace, which had succumbed to embers. She heard a sound unlike that of the cows baying in the distance, her hound Jessie prancing in his sleep, or the wind through the chimney as the fire burned down. The sound was one of chewing. The widow had spent long days and nights in her home, with an eerie fascination in the dead silence of the night as it punctuated by the howls of distant coyote or owl. For years the widow had collected her fortune, a vocal skeptic of banks and their frequent failings. Her banknotes were always squirreled away, far from praying eyes of friends and families. As she searched her home for the source of the sound, she, full of dread, lifted the floorboards where she stored her years of earning, only to find rats' nests made cozy with her chewed-up remains of savings, a total of $250 in banknotes and bonds. The town of Valentine has reported many strange sights and sounds in recent years, and residents speak of a curse that has fallen on the area. Spectral canoes have been seen on the water, and the cries of mourning native mothers have been heard at night. Other times, usually on windy starlight evenings, piercing cries are heard from the distance. Residents claim that this is due to native families murdered years ago with the treasure they had found. The reports are uncanny, yet come from several sources, and the prevalence of native artifacts around town has only increased their locals' excitability. Okay, nothing about what we're looking for.
Hello. Hello, ma'am.
How do you do?
I always say, manners cost nothing.
Oh, yeah?
You enjoy the rest of your day.
Goodbye.
Out of the way! Hey, folks.
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Morning, friend. Well,
Hey there. I love a man who takes his duty seriously.
Final warning, we chucking lead next.
Okay, okay. Keep your hair on.
That was kind of out of nowhere. Same, buddy.
Hey, mister.
morning to you, mister.
Maybe the owner of this gun shop will know. He owns the hotel as well, I believe, so maybe I can get some information from him. I have a new journal entry. It's a bull.
Morning.
Morning.
I'm just realizing this isn't Van Horn. Shit. This is Anniesburg. I'm in the wrong town. Nightingale, why are you on the other side of that train? I thought I hitched you.
Let's go, boy.
To Van Horn! I've done nothing this stream but read. Oh, well, I guess we spoke to the crazy racist, brushing your teeth makes the friggin' frogs gay guy. I don't like them putting chemicals on their tooth that turns the friggin' frogs gay. Alright, let's do some investigation.
Mister.
Morning.
Morning.
Good to see manners ain't dead yet.
dog.
Come here.
Oh, hi. What else do you need?
God, you are ghostly, aren't you?
You hear about the Viticus Cornwall getting murdered in Landsberg? His whole country's going to the dogs.
What's this?
Out my door like a damn cockroach. Yeah, well, Harvey's as dumb as you are. After all I've done for you. Oh, first movement there. Ah! Yeah. Now, who else wants to mess with me? Anyone? Sure. All right. Anything to shut you up. You're on. Would you leave me alone already? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take it easy now.
Shit. I won that duel. Come on, game. I can spawn next to where it was. Oh, here we go. On the 15th anniversary of the disappearance of Princess Isabeau Katrina Zigmaster, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg is offering a reward of $100 for a safe return to the authorities. The princess disappeared at the age of 5 during a royal visit to the US in June of 1884. She has blonde hair and a birthmark on her right hand and left cheek. If found, please return to the nearest sheriff's office immediately.
Oh, well, welcome, I guess.
Looking to spend some time?
No, thank you.
It's fine. Maybe you ain't one for the ladies.
So,
What do you think? World's
Okay there?
against me. You look sick
Oh,
as
cat got
hell.
your tongue, sugar.
Thank you kindly, man.
Hello there, sweetheart. You like some company?
Thanks for your assistance.
Time to put your bets in.
No, I like women.
Hey, what are you carrying on about?
Well, that was homophobic. And transphobic.
You, mister, excuse me. Calm down.
Thunder. Thunder. Looking forward to going to see the new Thor movie in a few days. Now there is a fence here.
Don't reckon I've seen you around here before,
You
Right,
got
can
the
I
right
ask-
goods? I'll cook something up in no time.
I could ask you to craft things for me. What can I sell you?
Okay, what have you got? Just came across this somewhere, huh?
Yeah.
Huh. Another one? Ah, why not? Wherever you found this is your business, not mine. Well, that's nice, isn't it? You must be sad to see it leave the family.
Made a lot of money there. Isabu Katrina Zingsmeister.
Tell you what, bring me the right items and I can even craft you a wee trinket. On the side, that is.
Whoa there! Now that's a choice you'll want to think about backing away from. I'll shoot you right here in my shop.
Nothing. Well, I think we can figure out what happened to the princess, chat. And, it's not good. Also, they stole my bull. I hate it here. Let's get out of here. Yeah, it's safe to say the princess was kidnapped. And you know, maybe there was going to be more story for her, but they ended up cutting it. Or maybe something will come up in the future. It might be post-game content. I don't know. But that's definitely her, because I'm pretty sure that was the Seal of Luxembourg as well on the crate. What an interesting area. Can I document this at all? Oh, listen to that. Listen to that sound design of the crunch of burnt wood.
Come on, pal. Yep.
All right, it's been an hour. Let's go do an actual mission.
That's my boy.
Am I that starved for parental approval that got to me?
Easy, boy.
Well, I brought a bull, but the people in Van Horn stole it. Who the fuck are those guys?
She's dead. Well, I'm glad she shot her. She deserved it. And truth be told, I never liked her anyway. And she betrayed us. You don't know that.
No. Abigail, no.
You fellas over with Micah.
Two guns he knows?
What the hell they doing here?
I have no idea.
Arthur. I'm real scared.
God.
This ain't good.
You're gonna be okay. But be ready. Just be ready.
I understand. Me too.
It's all over. All over. I don't want to die. Not like this. Not. I don't want that. I don't. You. It's all so sad, Mr. Morgan.
Pearson, go. Just leave.
So very sad.
I wish you had the option here to be like, Pearson, just get your truck and go. You have my blessing. Just leave.
I don't know. I don't know.
Always something around here.
I just don't think Molly could have told him that much.
If she told them where we are, that's enough.
True. Well, try to keep your head straight.
Sure.
Susan,
Well, hi. Place is on edge.
how are you feeling about everything?
I am feeling that we are a family and you have all lost sight of that.
I ain't lost sight of that.
Yes, Arthur.
What does that say? I can't read it. Maybe, I think it says Susan Grimshaw.
Mary Beth,
Oh, hello, Arthur.
it's gonna be all right.
I feel like a prisoner here.
We won't be here for too long. We just need an escape plan.
Sure, okay.
Hey, Abigail.
Hi there.
Oh, look at this drawing of Jax. Aww.
No place like home, huh?
What are we gonna do about all this, Arthur?
Just hang in there. We'll work something out.
I guess.
Look at the state of the... Even Arthur's... Like, Arthur's little shack. Look at it. Here she comes.
Hi, Mary Beth.
Hi.
How are you doing?
This place, it's horrible. Have you seen inside that cave?
I know. It's only for now. Hang in there.
Hey, Jack.
You okay, Jack?
Is Mr. Strauss gone?
Yeah, he had to leave. Sorry. Okay. Guess I'll see you later then.
We notice we don't have the option to antagonize people anymore. Ooh.
Drunk or sober, you watch your mouth.
Miss Grimshaw?
Yes?
Oh, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
You don't look so good.
Neither do
Why
you.
are doing this to yourself?
You ain't looking too fine neither.
Okay, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah.
Everything's coming apart. I wouldn't be surprised if after this mission, when we come back, most of the gang are gone. Having just kind of fled. Minty beef. That sounds like an obscure internet content creator. Like either someone who makes animations or makes gameplay. Like records games, game content. Or maybe a Minecraft YouTuber. No, that's Vintage Beef I'm thinking about. My cured meat in the long dark. I just forgot about that. I've been playing a bit after the stream. Alright, let's see what's going on. Look, you have kind of the gang... Actually, there's an image. The gang is separated. So let me just... You have Sadie, John, and Charles, and Uncle over here. The people who more seem to agree with Arthur. And then you have Micah, Dutch, Javier, Bill, and these two new guns over there. So there's actually a visual distinction about who's on what side of this conflict. And the fact that they have their backs to them show a sense of disapproval.
We need guns for what's coming. Cleet and Joe know how to fight. It's lucky I bumped into them.
What is going on, Dutch? What is happening to us? What's happening to you?
You show him some respect.
Excuse me?
Mr. Vanderlyn! Mr. Morgan! Charles! They try to kill my people for oil! For oil! Today we ride once more! Ride with me! Ride with us! Ride with us against the factory!
I love your courage, son. It is a thing of great beauty.
Stop! Everyone stop!
My son. My last son. Don't. When I was your age, I fought. I saw death. I have killed. The men I knew were slain. My firstborn, your brother, had his head smashed by a drunken soldier. My wife had her throat slit. I made peace. I knew not to trust, yet I had no choice. Maybe you were right. Maybe the slow death is worse than the fast one. Maybe none of these men are good. Maybe a world in which they came to us is a world that we cannot endure. But endure we must.
Father, you are tired.
Do not die for pride, my son. We have suffered too much in this trick. The earth, the water, they have no pride. They endure, and we must endure. My only boy, my precious boy, do not mistake my strength for weakness. As your chief, I implore you.
Your words mean nothing to me, Father.
Don't.
Ride with me! Ah!
Stop. Please. Stop.
We can tell a lot about the characters based on their reaction there. The small glances between John, Arthur, and Charles. The fact that Arthur walked up with his mouth agape, and that kind of eye roll that Dutch gave when Rainsfall was pleading with everyone, like it's the kind of expression someone gives when they're trying to undermine a competitor. And Rainsfall is a competitor for authority for Dutch. So
Please, Mr. Morgan, after you helped me after we spoke, this is just a trap. My son, my people will all die.
You help this fellow, Arthur?
Please, What of it?
What else you been doing behind Dutch's back?
What? The wars are over. We have lost. These young men will be annihilated. Please. I'll see what I can do. Charles? Who else will come with me? Oh, I'll ride, Arthur. Who knows what other secrets I'll learn about? Who else?
I will.
And me. Me too.
And me. I guess.
All right.
Interesting that even Bill's coming with them, considering he has in the past expressed a dislike for the Native Americans.
Let's ride out.
Sorry, prejudice. Let's call, you know, it what it is.
What else have you been doing behind my back, Arthur? I was trying to stop this mess from getting any worse. Maybe that didn't work.
Why the hell would they attack the oil fields?
What do you mean? It's perfect. This was your idea? Partly. The army, the government, the industrialists. They've taken everything from these people. Wouldn't you want to fight back? You've handed them a death sentence.
Just like John if we hadn't got him out of that prison.
Hey, show some goddamn respect.
You'll know when I ain't showing respect, Bill.
I had a plan. I still have a plan.
What plan? What goddamn plan, Dutch? Tahiti? Timbuktu?
That's enough! What's wrong with you all? What happened to loyalty?
Yeah. What did?
Thank you, Javier. Bill. Right now, it doesn't matter how we got here. These men need our help. I have a plan. This is the plan. So either stick with me or cut loose. Because I am tired of this constant descent. Long tired of it. Now come on.
Couple things. Obviously we have the gang members who are clearly on our side and the other side. The sides have been drawn very clearly here. Dutch, Bill, Javier, Micah, and I guess these new guys, Cleet and Joe, us, Sadie, Charles, John, Abigail, and everyone else, like, and we'll say Susan as well, and then like Uncle, Pearson, Tilly, Mary Beth, and Jack are all the people who are kind of stuck in the middle of this conflict, the civilians, effectively. But it's also interesting to notice that Micah and Cleet and Joe didn't come to this, so maybe they're viewing this as an opportunity to do something back at the gang. You know, maybe manipulate those civilians, assert their authority, something like that. Maybe they're the ones who smashed the lockbox. Or Mike is the one who smashed the lockbox. Maybe they're looking for the money that Dutch has hidden. Also, yes, lovely scientist, I agree. Thank you for the Sky Drake chorus. And thank you for the stretch.
Look up ahead. It's one of them. Are you all right, son?
Eagle flies! He needs help. They all need help.
Quick, somebody help him.
No, go. Please hurry. I'll be...
Come on!
What are we doing? I also like how you can tell Bill served in the military by the fact that he rides with his gun out. I like that little detail. More of those little looks between people. Arthur looks at Dutch and then looks at John.
It's a massacre. We gotta help these men. Anyone see eagle flies? There.
Going across the walkway.
Got what you wanted, Dutch. You coming, Arthur? I'm gonna try and save him. This fight is unwinnable. You go and distract them and let me get to him. Have it your way. The rest of you, ride with me. Let's meet up at the factory. Let's ride! Yeah! Go with him. Try and help there. I'm better off alone.
We're riding with you.
Come on, then. Yeah!
Let's ride!
Interesting again, Sadie stayed with us. And John, who is still got his slight loyalty to Dutch, he's still questioning, went off with him. And then Arthur did something clever there. Arthur did something very clever. He used Dutch's plan for his own gain. He didn't tell Dutch what to do. He's like, you go do your thing. I'm going to save Eagle Flies. But he allowed Dutch to still be the one who is leading in that sense. If Dutch still gets to do all of his anarchy and destruction, but Arthur gets to use it for his own gain. Plus, I'm sure Dutch is thinking that if Eagle Flies survives, he can be used more to manipulate. God, it's just a massacre. There's just fucking hundreds.
This regiment is a joke. That's how you want to do it?
There's just hundreds of them. Did the natives all die? Shit.
I've had it with you. Arthur, get up. Thank you. All of you. We need to go. Where are my men? Where are my men? We saw some fighting by the factory. That's where Dutch is gone.
Let's go, quick!
Any men we see, we must save them.
Let's find the others. We need to get to the factory building.
We'll kill all of you. All of you deserve to die. You don't even know where you're fighting. Damn it. I'll kill you. You thought we wouldn't fight?
How many of you does it take?
Come on, make more of them.
Sorry, I'm not doing a lot of talking right now. There's a lot of stuff to focus on. But all I would say is listen. Like, you can even hear Charles in the ambient dialogue, like being slightly aggressive, which is quite surprising. Like, Charles was sitting there like, you all deserve to die.
Look out! More of them coming out of the train. Where's that cow? Has anyone got a shot at that machine gun?
I can get one. Okay, that did not work as well as I intended. Let's try that again.
Let's find the others. We need to
I got something to do with the gun.
get to the factory build.
Where's the total favors? Send them out here.
These sons of bitches.
You bastards! You bastards!
Can someone clip that just for the guy going yeet in the distance? That oil thing exploding?
This regiment is a joke.
Let's keep going. Okay.
How many of you does it take?
Oh shit. Thank you, Rainer. God. Okay, my strategy of taking out the gunner and then sweeping up behind and taking the gun isn't working.
We need to get to the factory build.
What you got? Damn coward.
Kill them, son of bitches. Ah! This regiment is a joke.
You people don't get to do that.
Okay. And if I hadn't gone back for that second one, I could have got all of them in one dead eye.
You bastards! We got more coming in!
Okay, I have a rifle for this. Did this rifle not have a scope? I thought it did. Oh shit, neither of my rifles have scopes.
Drive them back! Machine gun is killing her!
Fuck me! Okay. No, we're doing this. We can do it. This is the hardest mission we've had so far.
Let's find the others. We need to get to the factory building.
You're cowards.
I wish we had some dynamite. Rhino, I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but if you are, you're a dick. You know what? Let's try pushing left this time instead. It feels like the game is kind of hinting that it wants us to pull left. Bye. Love you, Rhino. Oh god, I'm really exposed here. Ah, shit! Okay, the game does not want us pushing left. Time to eat some minty beef. Oh shit, that's a lot of fire. There we go, much better. Okay, we just have to dive for cover immediately. Okay. Not really, honestly. Could we open that? God damn it.
Thank you.
Very lucky that Peter's, that the guy had a lot of body mass. Oh god, there's another cavalry lung coming in. God, this is just chaos.
This regiment is in choke.
Look at how many X's there are on the map. Fuck me.
So good of you to join us. Hello, son.
Hey,
Saved your life.
you did.
Hey, you're quite the hero, Arthur, ain't you?
Just a regular good guy, same as always.
What is it with you, Arthur? What is it?
I don't get you. Don't get you no more.
Oh, the doubting. The doubting. Come on, get him out of here. All of you. Come on. Let's go finish things.
Finish what?
Oh, the doubts. You know why I wanted them to attack this place?
I have no idea.
Javier, you get them and you go.
Until I find all my men, I'm not leaving.
As you wish. Rest of you, get out of here.
I'm staying with you.
We're getting our ticket out of here. We need to find the office.
It's a heist. It's a heist. We're robbing this place.
The other side. I broke in here before to get those papers for Eagle Flies.
That's better, Arthur. A little help. Come on, son.
What are we looking for?
Called him son again.
Fool. The money.
He's using a lot of language designed to push Arthur down. Make him... He's gaslighting Arthur. Legitimate criticism is just being presented as just doubting him. And yeah, he straight up admitted, I had them attack this place for this. This is why I'm doing this. This is a heist. This is just another level of the Saint Denis bank robbery. Except now Dutch has a little expendable army because he doesn't actually care about these people. He only cares about himself.
Lots of them. I thought you were paying attention. Old Cornwall had a deal with the state. He was being paid to develop the region against the federal government's wishes, as they didn't want problems with the Indians. Anyway.
So we get it. We're done. We're almost free.
Yes. If we're right. We've had tough times. The toughest of times. But come on. Don't doubt me no more.
All of this death is for a couple of state bonds. The thing we had at the start of the game. The first thing we robbed was state bonds from Cornwall. We really are just going backwards.
Search the place. They gotta be here somewhere.
No. I've been here before.
Check that cupboard by the door.
Could fix so many problems right now. I bet they're not even here, are they?
I got some cash. Not much.
They're not here.
Got him. I got him. This is it. Estate bonds.
How much?
It's a few $1,000s worth, maybe more. Oh, we are nearly there. Arthur, we're nearly there. Mr. Morgan, let's go home.
Cut $5,000. Interesting that Arthur felt the need to grab it off of him and check first. Because I was almost convinced that they weren't real. Hell, they might not be. They could just be something that Dutch made. Oh no. We're gonna fall through that piece of railing. I can already tell. No? Something's changed.
Gentlemen, we're here for you.
Your friend?
Get in there. Shoot him. Find him now. Come on.
Oh shit.
Come on, Arthur. We have got to get out of here. Cover me, Arthur. You bet.
For what it's worth, I do actually think these are real state bonds. Oh, we're gonna get an ambush.
He got one. A white one.
Dad? I need help.
I need help.
Dutch left him. Oh, fuck!
You silly fool! Come on!
You saved my life more than once. To give mine for yours, it's as it should be.
Come on! We need to go. You ran away. Oh, I did no such thing. Don't be a fool. They could be back here any minute. We did it, gentlemen. Well, we got some money. And with the train job, well, we got a whole lot of money. Come on. Everything is coming together. Exactly as I planned.
I've got to take the boy to his father.
As you wish. Usually is nowadays.
Sure.
Come on! We gotta get back to camp and prepare. Let's ride!
I'll be back when I can.
I'll stay with you. And me, of course.
And so will I.
No, get out of here. Please. This ain't gonna be nothing nice.
Be safe, Arthur.
All right, come on. Let's get him to Wapiti as fast as we can.
That was Dutch's first direct act of malice. Everything else, you know, Dutch could reasonably convince people to be like, well, you know, Arthur's perspective, my perspective, or even convince Arthur, you're just not seeing things right. But that we saw Dutch turn and walk away when he could have saved Arthur. I'm trying to think. And this isn't the first time this has happened. John said that when he was captured, he feels like Dutch could have done something. And that was all the way back in chapter 4. And, you know, Dutch and John had already kind of come to some disagreements before then. So it's Dutch is an opportunist who uses people like Eagle Flies and discards them when not needed, like Eagle Flies and Arthur. You know, he doesn't even bother to feign care. He doesn't say anything when Arthur comes out holding Eagle Flies. He's just like, yeah, we gotta go, bye. We're done, you're not useful anymore. Au revoir. Goodbye.
Hold on, my friend.
Our men. We must go back for the bodies.
We will. Save your strength.
My friend, I'm sorry. About this. About all of this.
You have nothing to be sorry for.
You know, Dutch is... I guess my thinking is he used you. He wasn't trying to help anyone but himself and his own crazy principles.
We're grown men. Nobody made us do anything.
People can convince you.
Talking for my people as much as for yours. We
Arthur's realizing.
We couldn't believe it and we followed him anyway. They should never have gone this far.
You seen the situation on the reservation? Better to die fighting than sick and weak.
Maybe, but your people deserve better.
See, this is what manipulators do, is that they convince the people that they're manipulating to argue for them. So in the end, they're not, like, Dutch isn't even doing anything in this scene. He's already done the damage. These people are dying. There was just a massacre for what is effectively a heist that we did at the start of the game. And Eagle Flies is arguing Dutch's case for him while he has a bullet in his gut that he only got because Dutch left Arthur. Dutch doesn't need to do anything anymore. He can convince people to do things for him and just win. He has a workforce now. He does nothing and just takes in the profit. Dutch is a capitalist. Dutch is making money. Dutch is scary. Dutch has a lot of traits that we see in abusers.
Not really. All this death and what?
If the actions of Dutch, or obviously the slaughter of the Native American people here, are affecting you guys, feel free to leave the stream or just take some time. I know, when being confronted with abuse in fiction, that some people can't deal with it because of experiences of their own. And this is a safe place to discuss. I try to make this a safe place, but obviously because of the nature of the stories that we encounter and the discussions that we do need to have about these characters, sometimes we do need to talk about things like gaslighting and abusive relationships and coded language and stuff like that. Like, again, another good example is Dutch doesn't call Arthur brother when he feels that Arthur is disobeying him. He refers to him as son in order to belittle him. It's a term of endearment that Dutch uses as a form of belittlement and to remind Arthur that he is above him.
We can have enough money to be able to run away from what we've done?
There used to be some reason to it. Lines that couldn't be crossed. We even helped some folk. Those lines been gone for some time now.
The time has come for us to draw our own lines, Arthur. Decide where we go from here.
I swear, back there, Dutch just stood and watched. If it wasn't for Eagle Flies, I'd be...
I know. I feel like he's descended into the kind of man he told us never to be.
Maybe. He's just become more who he really is. I don't know anymore. I just feel like a fool.
That money, those bonds, whatever it is, I don't want a cent. There's too much blood on it.
Let's just get this boy to his father.
He's become the kind of man he told us never to be. No, maybe he's just become the kind of man he always was. Imagine having to say that about the man who saved you off the street as a child, who brought you in and raised you and taught you to shoot and taught you to live and taught you to read and tried to make you a better person and showed you the world and showed you how to help yourself but also help those around you. You can really tell that Hosea was a mediating factor in Dutch. I think with Hosea and Grimshaw and people that Dutch felt to be his equal, he had someone to impress in some way. There was some reason to stick to his morals. Even when he had Colum, he had someone he could point to and be like, we're not them. We're not as bad as them, which is what we saw the gang doing at the start of the game with when they justified their actions to Kieran. But as Dutch removes his enemies off of the board, he starts to become his enemies because he's no longer got those points of comparison that he can point to and go, well, we're not as bad as Leviticus Cornwall. We don't use people like he does. We're not as bad as Colum or Driscoll. We're not as aggressive. We're not as violent. We're not as bad as the Braithwaites or the Rhodes. We're not backwards thinking and stuck in the past. Or the Greys, sorry. We're not as bad as Anton. Anton, we're not running a gang and manipulating people from behind the scenes. Which is all things that Dutch is now doing.
Your friend here, my friend, he's a brave man.
Fearless. Always has been. This won't be in vain. We will try to round up more men from the north, wherever we can.
There is no fight.
Are ready to fight.
No, this is over. For all of us.
Peter! Yes. Peter! It's okay, brother. Save your breath. We're not too far. Try to hold on. You'll be with your father soon.
It's the chief's son.
I think he's been shot. Oh no, he is wounded.
Bring him to me.
My son.
What are they gonna do now?
They must move. And fast. I'll stay and help them.
Yeah, I'll stay too.
No, my friend. You have others who need you. Good people. I'm sorry, but we must pack and move.
Couple things. I think in some ways Arthur was maybe looking for an out with Charles. Because remember, Arthur's faith is gone now in Dutch. Completely. And Charles was like, you still need people. There are still people to save. And also, again, this isn't really Arthur's place. Like, I'm sure if Arthur stayed here, many would look at him and be like, well, it's your fault this happened. And to some extent, it kind of is. But also, Arthur being present for the death of Eagle Flies is interesting when you remember earlier in the game, Arthur refers to Eagle Flies when talking to Rainsfall. When talking about Eagle Flies, he refers to him in a lot of ways and then concludes by saying, "He's me." So Arthur being present to watch his son, or a man that he has conflated with himself, and maybe Rainsfall with what he wants Dutch to be, so like the belief of Dutch, it's interesting that you can kind of see that part of Arthur die. That one who would impress Dutch, the one that revered Dutch like Eagle Flies did. Because even up until his last breath, Eagle Flies was defending Dutch. So maybe Arthur has seen that part of himself die now with this chapter this mission coinciding his loss of faith in Dutch and the death of Eagle Flies as one narrative beat means that this is, we can take this to be, this is Arthur's faith in Dutch completely dead. He doesn't believe in him anymore. Oh no. And again, we do a horrible thing and then Arthur's tuberculosis catches up with him. Badly. Who are these people?
Please, drink this.
Is this the German family that we saved way back in chapter 3?
Rest a minute. Wenn ich besser Englisch könnte. Sie haben uns gerettet, als wir wirklich Hilfe brauchten.
It is them.
Und wir sie nicht retten. Aber
I'm leaving my camera on so you guys can get my reactions here. And now we're in Annisburg? How the fuck did we get here? Interesting there that the game reminded you that when you do work for the gang, half of it's taken to the gang. The other half is split between the gang members who worked on the job. And then it gave us our take, which was 0 cents. Dutch needs to speak with you. Alright, I think we are riding towards the final mission. Like, to my knowledge, Our Best Selves triggers the very end of the game. So... or at the end of this part of the game, we'll say. So, we can either do that now, or we can go and do this last mission with Hamish. and then on Thursday we can dedicate all of this to the entire stream to the end of the game. I think we'll do that. Because I imagine at the very end of this part of Arthur's story, there's gonna be a lot. But yeah, the German family being the ones who save Arthur is very, you know, we get a sense of, with the tuberculosis being Arthur's sins and his crimes and the stuff that he did wrong, the stuff that he did right, the good things that he did in the past, saving him is a very potent way of, you know, showing Arthur's kind of journey. And it, you know, spreads that message that if you are a good person, people will be good back to you. Of course, there is always the question that, like, you know, we could sit there and go crazy fan theory speculation. Maybe the German family didn't help him. Maybe it was all in his head. Maybe he just passed out and somehow ended up in Annesburg. But I think they were actually there. And, like, again, looking at the geography, we were about, I don't know. We rode from the reservation, across a bridge. So we were somewhere, like, over here, for reference. And they brought us all the way over here. So yeah, let's go see, let's go see Hamish. End on a bit of a light note. But yeah, you can definitely see that Arthur's faith in Dutch dies with the death of Eagle Flies. I hope that point I was trying to make sense. Because obviously, like, you can use characters to represent, and this was something that Buffy the Vampire Slayer was always good about. The story is at its core always about Buffy, and every episode was about the central character, but they used the side characters in order to highlight aspects of the central character growing up and the message for the central character. So that's something you can do in writing. You can use other characters to metaphorically mean something in relation to the protagonist. And again, important thing to watch out for, if, you know, the fate of if a character relates themselves directly, like Arthur did, to Eagle Flies, it's important to pay attention to what happens to that character and when it happens for relevancy to the story. And relevancy to the central protagonist.
Hamish, Arthur, come on in. So, how you keeping out here?
Keeping fine, thank you.
So it's all right then, is it? Living out here, away from civilization?
Civilization? Yeah, I saw what civilization and industrial advancement will get you in the war. Progress, well, it ain't always progress. Besides, I ain't lonely up here. I got company.
Well, I ain't company.
Come look at these. Remember catching that?
I do.
I know you ain't forgot about him.
Oh, I still see him in my dreams.
Yeah, I got the whole of nature up here. And I'm gonna make the most of it, as long as there still is some. Whoa. They weren't lying.
What's that?
Right there by the outhouse. Look at the size of that boar.
Holy hell.
I saw some cattle gored the other day, but I didn't think it was possible. Let's go take care of it.
Okay.
Damn, I thought I got him. Pursue. I'll grab the mounts.
We don't have a gun to kill the bull. There's a world where Arthur marries Charlotte and lives with Hamish, or, you know, comes and hangs out with Hamish, and Arthur retires. You can tell that, like, with his line of questioning, where it's like, it's alright then, living out here. Arthur's kind of, like, looking at the life he kind of wanted, I think, for himself with Hamish. I think Arthur imagined himself living in the wilderness, you know, away from civilization.
Come on, where are you?
Well, actually, no. We know for a fact that he did.
I got the horses. Come on.
So,
I'm afraid I lost sight of him.
again, with Hamish, he sees that kind of life he could have had, which seems to happen a lot for Arthur right now, as he spends time with people who represent the life that he wanted.
Tracks go this way. Come on. You see that thing? It's as big as a buffalo.
And fast, too.
Yeah, but we'll get him. He came through here, all right.
Right, I have to remember how to
Stay on your horse.
untoggle the scope.
Keep up with me, all right? Big shit. He's been across here twice.
What we do?
Well, he's been up this hill to the right and down this one in front of us. I can't tell which tracks is fresher. Let's split up. You go up, and I'll go onwards.
Okay. Good luck to you, sir.
Hee-yah! Come on, you.
What's that?
Crows! Hey, gang. Nice to see you guys joining me on the stream. Oh no, Borgor.
Gorn wolves, too. Damn it. Giddy up. Hamish. Shit, he's after him. Yeah.
Hamish. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I got thrown and a bastard hog got me. Take a mule for me, would you? He's a good horse. He may be stubborn, but he's strong.
Hamish. Good pig. You got him, old man.
Nice that you can't loot Hamish. That's a good piece of story detail there. Okay, so what do we do now, chat? That's the question. Do we take kind of a shame that we can't move Hamish. Do we take Buell or do we keep Nightingale?
Come on, Bill. Let's go. Follow me, boy. Yeah. Come on.
I mean, I guess we could... I don't know. Because we've had Nightingale... Well, I guess this is Nightingale 2, so... But, like, we only lost Nightingale because of a save file issue. So... We've had the Nightingales for the entire game, so... Part of me's tempted to store them. And maybe use Buell for the rest of the game, or store Buell. Rainer, can you get a poll going for the next 3 minutes? Nightingale or Buell? Please vote in the poll, guys. Help me decide which horse to keep.
We are scuppered this time. Properly scuppered. The land up ahead got bought out from under us and we can't finish the track. They won't admit it, but I just know this is old Leviticus Cornwall's doing. It has to be. Would you,
Thanks, Rainer. Vote in the poll, guys.
talk to them for me? I'll pay you well, I promise.
I got enough problems of my own with Cornwall without making more.
I should just hand in the resignation now. Divorce papers. Finished.
All right. Guess I'll leave you to it.
I'm not doing more pointless stuff for people. Oh no! Man, Buell is strong. We got three. So we've got 3 votes to keep Hamish's horse and store Nightingale.
Hey, partner.
Well, well, look who it is. Howdy. You sure got a good eye for horses. That one looks in prime condition. What do you say to another race? I know you beat me last time, but I've been training this one hard. Why don't we race to Van Horn, the trading post?
That actually works for me. I want to go to Van Horn.
Oh, hell, why not?
All right.
With me, boy.
Buell's a dick.
Yep. All right, boy. Yeah.
You can't catch us. Whoa there. Where'd you come from?
But he's fast. I'm interested to hear you guys why you guys voted for Hamish's horse to be the one that we use.
Yeah.
Oh.
Out of here, goddamn you! Out! In my dreams, I saw y'all drowning in blood.
He is fast. Problem is, I'm used to Nightingale, who's a bit more agile. So, like, Nightingale would just naturally get out of the way of a lot of these trees. Which is why we keep crashing into them.
Come on, boy. Yeah, good boy.
I like the contrast of having the Dark Nightingale and the Light Buell. Oh yeah, we're definitely keeping both of them. But it's what one we're going to ride for the rest of the game.
I can't believe, after all the work we've done.
So we're going to store Nightingale. And we're not going to use Nightingale for the rest of the game. Buell is a good way to honor Hamish and kind of have a nod to the life that Arthur could have led. Actually, I'm gonna have to point out a little thing here. This means we have to sell Nightingale. Because we do not get to keep him. Later in the game. I know that. I just want to see how much fuel is worth, out of curiosity.
Well, who do we have here?
It's $24.
Got some stable space for rent if you're interested. I gotta pay you a little less because of the missing paperwork, okay?
Let's stable him. And okay, so Nightingale is actually a better horse. If you look. Look how much fucking money Nightingale is worth.
You know, there's nothing worse than a drunk rider coming in here. The things they do to their horses, it ain't right.
You know what, chat? Just because we're so close to the end of the game. Just because we're so close to the end of the game, I'm actually going to keep with Nightingale. Because, like, we've done this whole story with Nightingale. I think... And I'm not kidding, I'm like... We are on, like, the last missions. It feels kind of weird to not...
Got some room in the stable here.
To not
I'll give you a
use...
fair price.
To not use him. Feels dishonest. Feels like I'm cheating.
Oh yeah, that's a smart choice for your saddle. Nice. All right, let's make the swap.
However, let's,
You know, a horse can tell when you're using a cheaper saddle.
Let's give Buell a wee, piece of upkeep.
I'll make this horse prettier than you.
So I'm dying of tuberculosis. That's not difficult.
Anything to keep the horses happy, right?
Yeah, I think it's only right to use Nightingale.
Okay, let's go switch them.
I was under the impression that we would have access to Buell on, like, whichever horse we save later on, but apparently we do not. So as a result, I'm gonna use Nightingale. Buell has also slammed you to 3 different things in the short time you've used them. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to end the YouTube video there. I'm going to end the VOD. Not necessarily end the stream, but end the VOD there. Let's just ride up on this house and we'll chill out here. So, thank you guys very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the series, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and heading over onto Twitch to join us for these streams live. We're coming, I feel like we're coming to the end of Red Dead Redemption, so we will be deciding what game we stream next in the series. Well, not in the series, in this series, which is not the same as the game series. So, yeah. Consider giving me a follow, following the YouTube channel, and everything else. So, bye YouTube. We'll see you in the next one.